Hi everyone, we're back again with another Fraud Watch Network fraud alert video for you with a bunch of new concerns. Every week and every 2 weeks when we do this, there's always a whole bunch of new scams.
Right. And you know, you're right, Carol, this information just continues to come in, and a lot of the information that we're giving to you is just into us as well. So we're a lot of stuff to update you on, so let's get right to it.
Okay.
You know, Carol, this is a scandalous fish.
Cindy, it's not a scandalous fish. That is an F-I-S-H fish.
Really?
Yeah. What we're going to talk about now are what are called phish or phishing scams. These are seemingly legitimate looking emails that people receive in whatever email client they have, whether it's Outlook, Yahoo, Gmail, whatever. And they are scammers who are trying to get into your system, have you click on something, and then they're phishing for information from you.
Right, and they try to make the email look legitimate, like it comes from
Totally
an actual
legitimate.
company that you might know or a website that you might know, but in many cases it is not legitimate. They're just trying to get your personal information.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we've got 3 different phishing scams to make you aware of. Cindy, what was the first concert you ever went to?
If I could think back that far into 40, 50 years ago,
He's not kidding.
it was actually Fleetwood Mac, who was my favorite band.
Cindy, have you ever been to anything other than a Fleetwood Mac concert?
Stevie Nicks.
Okay. Well, I'm going to date myself, which is okay. But my first concert, I'm trying to remember, was either Bad Company or the Jay Giles Band.
Both great bands.
Rock On, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Anyway, you probably have heard a bit about concerts because there's a quiz right now that's going viral on Facebook called the 10 concerts I've been to and one is a lie. The quiz is fun, however, it can be used as a phishing scam.
Right.
And if you were to say, talk about concerts you went to in the 60s, that's providing scammers a lot of information, demographic information about you.
Right. And, you know, a lot of these quizzes, too, they do come up from time to time. And, you know, this one that we're talking about now is the concerts that you've been to. But we know there's been other scams in the past that have been like, what was the street that you grew up on? Or what was your elementary school? Now, remember, in most cases, this is what you might use as a security question for any of your accounts, financial accounts, personal accounts, email accounts, those kinds of things. So this is why we're calling these phishing scams, because people can get a little bit of information if you say, well, I grew up on Main Street. Oh, really? Cindy grew up on Main Street. Okay. And then they get more information from you, which they then can use against you.
Exactly. So it's not really stealing a password because so many places have gone to two-factor or multi-factor authorization.
Yeah.
So you have your password, but probably your banking, if you do that online, a lot of other things. You have 3 or 4 security questions that you have to set.
Right.
And one of them typically can be, what was the first concert you attended, or what street did you grow up on?
Exactly. So beware of those. They're fun, but you don't want to have that kind of fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Carol, Mother's Day is coming up.
Yes.
And we hear that there is a Mother's Day fake coupon kind of thing happening.
I heard there's $75 at Bed Bath & Beyond.
You're not getting that for Mother's Day. I've got to tell you. It's a scam. It's a scam. It's an absolute scam. In fact,
an absolute scam, and so is one from Lowe's and other places.
We've seen these making the rounds both on social media and on email. And so you might see, as Carol just described, you know, there could be a Bed Bath & Beyond coupon, $50 off, or Lowe's, $75 off. These coupons look pretty real.
They look totally
exactly
real.
the same as what
They're
you would
using
find.
the company's font, you know, their proprietary font, everything. Their
Right.
logo.
Right, but really what they're doing is that these coupons are just set up to get you to reveal your personal information. And even the companies themselves have come forward with statements saying this is a hoax. And you know, most of the time we never see coupons in the amount of $75 or $50 anyway.
Exactly.
And that's another clue that should tell you that this is not true. If it's too good to be true, it's probably not true.
It probably is. That was my Econ 101 professor in college that said if it's too good to be true, it probably is.
Yeah.
It seems too good to be true.
And you know, we have another one too, Carol, and it's about Gmail users with Google Docs.
Exactly. Now, those of you who use Gmail, which is Google's email client, may also use Google Docs, which is a series of spreadsheets, Word document, well, they're not called Word because that's Microsoft, but they're Google's own forms that you can use. They're all online. However, there is a phishing scam going around right now where people have been told that something is going on with their Google Docs account and they need to click on the email they get and it's a scam. Don't do that, don't click. We're going to be showing you here in just a minute some tweets that Google has put out from their Google Docs Twitter account explaining to people that this is totally a scam. Your Google Doc accounts hopefully have not been compromised. However, if you did get one of these emails and you did click on the link, you can check your account to see how it is doing at, and we will show this right here on the screen now, g.co/security checkup. And you can go through, answer a series of questions. This is totally legit to see if your account has in any way been compromised, if you have already received one of these emails about a Google Docs account and clicked on it.
Exactly. And Carol, one of the concerns that Google representatives have, and they've made a statement about this, is that compromised accounts could be used to reset passwords for online banking accounts or provide access to sensitive financial and personal data. So that's part of the reason that we're making sure we get this out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now, Cindy, do you ever get gifts in the mail?
Nobody ever gives me gifts, Carol. I would like gifts.
Again, that's another story for another time. However, there is a gift scam going on, apparently.
Yeah. And this is odd. It's kind of a multi-pronged approach, too. So I want to just tell you a little bit about the story. This came to us, by the way, this bit of information came to us through the Haverhill, Massachusetts Police Department's Facebook feed. And this is about a delivery scam. So the way it went was this. There was a person who reported this to the Haverhill Police Department, as she should have, a minute after this happened. So the victim reported that she received a phone call from a person saying that they were a courier, and they used Express Couriers as an example of but they wanted you to think that this is a legitimate company. Express Couriers is calling, we have a package for you. So the person asked if there was anybody that was going to be home in about an hour when this delivery came. So long story short, an hour later, a courier showed up at this woman's door with a big bouquet of flowers and another package, and said a beautiful basket of flowers and also a bottle of wine that was in that package. So the victim was very surprised because she didn't expect anything. Nobody said to her, hey, listen, I'm sending you all this lovely gifts and so forth. But she wasn't expecting it. So the victim asked the courier, hey, who sent this? And the courier said, oh, I'm sorry, I don't have that information. Okay, well, she went on, and so what ended up happening was they told her that a card would be coming separately to tell her who this package came from, but of course, that never came. What was included in the package was a consignment note that accompanied delivery. So the courier explained that because the gift contained alcohol, they didn't want to leave it on someone's doorstep because it could be stolen or accessed by a minor, which they didn't want to do. So he asked her for a $3.50 delivery charge that would act as some sort of a proof of delivery in this particular case.
Sounds so believable
Sure
so
does.
far.
Right, exactly. So the victim, as you said, sounded that it sounded pretty logical, and she offered to pay this delivery person in cash. The delivery person, however, said he only requires payment by credit or debit card only. And wouldn't you know, he had this mobile credit card swiper along with him. To accompany this delivery. So by this time, the woman's husband had come out of the house and was standing beside her, and the husband said, well, here, take this credit card. So they swiped the credit card, their debit card, they put in their PIN number, and then thought everything was fine. The delivery person said, have a great day. They left. A couple of days later, what do you think happened?
They were wiped out.
Yeah, $4,000 from their accounts. $4,000 had been charged or withdrawn from their credit and debit accounts because that mobile device that person, that scammer, was carrying was able to duplicate that credit card and the PIN number, thereby opening up all of your accounts to them.
It's just unbelievable.
It is, isn't it?
It really is.
Right.
It's just... Ugh.
So again, we're not exactly sure of how often this type of scam is occurring, but we've heard it a few times, and if it happens once, it can happen in more places. So just be aware, don't accept any unsolicited deliveries, and certainly don't pay any cash on delivery or pay by credit card for anything like that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now we have another scam. This one is coming in through the U.S. mail. It's not an online scam. People are receiving, and this has been going on for a while, but it's got a resurgence as of late. People are receiving fake checks in the mail, and by fake checks we mean a check made out to you from a company that says you have won X amount of dollars,
Right.
and it's
Could be a
usually a lot of
sweepstakes,
money.
something like that. Yeah.
Exactly.
An illegitimate sweepstakes, I should say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what you're instructed to do is to take the check to your bank, deposit the check, and then usually your bank, assuming you have some money in the bank account, Cindy never does, but
I know
some
Carol
of us do.
Big money.
Yeah,
That's
right, yeah. Assuming you have money in your account, the bank then gives you sort of a float. They give you the money up front, so you're well on your way. Well, when the check actually clears a few weeks later, because it's fraudulent, there was no money in that check. So the bank comes back to you and says, excuse me, Ms. Homeowner, or whoever you are, that $3,000 that you took from us on this check, you owe back.
And you've already wired that money that you thought would cover the check to someone else.
Oh,
so
explain
you're
that
out
part
of
of
that.
it, Cindy.
Yeah, see,
Yes.
what ends up happening is another component of this scam is that the scammer who sends you that fake check also wants you to cash the check and then cash that check and wire the money to them through, Western Union or any of the other wire services. So what happens is you cash the check thinking it's legitimate. You've already wired that amount, in that exact same amount, to someone else. By the time the bank comes back to you and says that check was fraudulent, so you're out whatever amount of money that you've wired.
That's right.
And you can't get it back. And banks don't like it when you pass checks that aren't that are scam checks. So that can also give
you'll
you
probably
trouble.
incur fees as well.
Yeah,
We
I would
haven't
imagine.
heard that, but I would assume you would.
Yep. Yeah.
Now, speaking of Western Union, and we're always bringing you things to be careful of, to be wary of. This is falls under the category of maybe some good news.
Yeah, it absolutely is. In fact, Western Union is starting a program. So if you were tricked into wiring money to scammers using Western Union, that only involves Western Union at this time, you might be eligible to get at least some of that money back. So here's how it works. The Federal Trade Commission and the Department of Justice came to a $586 million settlement with Western Union earlier this year. So if you sent money through Western Union between January 1st of 2004 and January 19th of 2017 and lost it to a scammer, you might be eligible for a refund.
And these dates are right here on the screen, as you can see.
Absolutely. So what's going to happen is once the Department of Justice collects that money from Western Union, it will open up a process later this year called Petition for Remission for people to make claims. And we also have a website for you on that as well. So you can visit westernunionremission.com to learn more and sign up to receive these updates.
That's some good news.
Yeah.
I hope a lot of people take advantage of that if they were scammed.
It's nice to have one for,
thing.
one against the scammers every now and then. It's a nice feeling, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
So again, going back to what we talked about in the beginning, be careful of those phishing scams. Bring your little fish back.
Fraudulent
Again, it's
fish.
not like this. That's right. Be very careful of those that come in through email. And
You don't want to be floundering with a scammer, do you, Carol?
Cindy, I've about had it with these phishing scams.
I think
And
we all
we'll now
have.
start carping about the phishing scams.
Yes. Hey,
Holy mackerel.
holy mackerel. Holy mackerel,
There you
we've taught you something.
We could keep going, but we won't.
We won't, just for your benefit, actually. We also want to let people know that you want to get all of this information. We do this about every 2 weeks, but to get more information, you can sign up for Fraud Watch Network through AARP at www.aarp.org/fraudwatchnetwork. And you can sign up for those free alerts and get the scam tracking map too.
Exactly. So until next time,
Protect yourself.
Don't go fishing.
No, don't go fishing. Not with Carol, anyway.
Not with Cindy either.
Have a great day.
Thanks. Bye.